Welcome to Real Business Roundtable. Today we're going to talk about how perception is reality. Everything that you see related to a business that you're about to do business with, someone you're about to engage, anything in life, we always assess our surroundings. We always see what's going on. We kind of relate them and compartmentalize and sort them automatically. And the challenges we deal in today's world where judgment is not, it's taboo or it's not fair, it's not right. What I want to get into is making sure your brand, your personal brand, your business is in line with the image that you want to create, the reputation you want to create. Things need to line up for people. And in everybody's defense, people do it sometimes subconsciously. For example, let's talk about, if you walk into a business, how tidy that business is.
Yeah.
How clean is the bathroom? Are they one of those cheap that shut the hot water off?
It's very important. It's very important. Anytime you walk in, as a consumer, as people watching this, you can agree that if you walk into any business, if the showroom or if the restaurant or if the front desk or whatever it may be is dirty, you get kind of listen, it's all about the first impression.
And if you own a restaurant, turn that hot water on.
Is this a personal experience? I'm confused.
Everybody knows what I'm talking about. When you go into that restaurant and it's got like a dirty bathroom and there's no hot water, what the do you think people are going to think when they go into your bathroom?
Are you thinking about one specifically? I don't think I've ever dealt with this.
There's tons of the small-minded faces that run businesses, and they think, I'm going to save 2 pennies on this hot water, and they piss their customers off. The user experience that you're doing to your customer is hurting you. You look like a pathetic. Turn the hot water on. Raise the price of your meatballs by $1. Let the person wash their hands in warm water so they feel that soothing feeling and happiness. Customer experience. Wake the up. Now back to what we were talking about.
So for me,
it fires me up. I just want warm water to wash my motherfucking hands.
Wait, ready? I'm gonna do this. Wait.
Raise the price of the meatball.
Keep going, Eddie.
You shut me up. It's about customer experience, right? Perception is everything. Perception is reality. So when I go to a decent restaurant and the food's pretty good and I go in the bathroom, it's nasty in there, and you're washing your hands, the thing that creates a sanitary environment to wash your mitts. Water's ice cold. Nothing's coming off these mitts. We're leaving all that bacteria, all that E. coli. What are we doing? Turn on the hot water. Raise the price of the fucking meatball by $1.
No,
I want meatballs. I want a meatball and $1 bill bouncing. Pop, 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 pop.
Yo,
pop,
I was
pop.
talking.
That's all you got to do. When my business has an issue without impacting quality, I just increase the price just a little bit to take the edge off. That's what you do. You're gaining nothing by pissing people off, being forced under duress. Cold. Ooh. Oh, God. Would you do that to your family? Stop. Like Michael Jordan says, stop it. Get help.
Get some help.
It's the first impression. I've always held myself, I've always told myself the first impression in any scenario is very, very important. I've had this instilled in my head since I was a kid. And so for a restaurant, for a business, for any business, for a salesperson, it's always the first impression. For us, we're in sales. We meet with people every single day. So we'll make sure that we're presented well. We'll drive nice cars. We'll dress nicely. We'll speak properly. It's the first impression, because if we go in there and, we're not really dressed properly, maybe wearing like a beanie.
Yeah, so my style is I try to maintain me. I want to be me the whole time. I'm not going to show up in a hoodie, but I want to be me. I always like polos. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to wear a company attire polo. I'm going to wear jeans. I'm going to always rock my Nikes. because I meet with a lot of small business owners that are very down to earth, and I'm not going to come in a suit. Hey, I'm not going to come off like that. It's just not appropriate. It's not in line with my brand. In certain situations, I'll wear a suit if it's required, but I'm more of a polo and jeans kind of guy.
Yeah.
It's all based on the situation that I'm in. But when I'm going to be engaging a potential client, I'm going to be myself. I'm going to have a nice watch on. I'm going to be driving a nice vehicle. I'm not going to, I need to be in line with what I am saying I am, but I'm almost portraying my capabilities and who I am and whatever you want to call it through the experience of interacting with me. Like if I don't put gel in my hair, I look like a complete lunatic. I look insane. Sometimes if I don't have gel in my hair, I'll push the fro down a little bit and I'll try to shape it like a little bit. But if I just roll out of bed, it looks insane.
Yeah, honestly, like in some situations, you try to portray success when you're going to these meetings.
I try to do my hair nice. I try to make sure I look presentable, that my beard's shaped up. I look presentable, right? I'm not just rolling out of bed. If you're like a slumlord or something like that, yeah, you could dress in rags and you could drive a 50-year-old Toyota and it doesn't matter. You got all your money in your bank and yeah, I'm a miser. But like the guys who actually need to interact and build their business need to present themselves in a certain way. So never pass judgment either way. If someone drives a nice car, you're like, oh yeah, he spends all his money on his vehicle.
Yeah, because if
he's
I'm meeting...
He's a dude. See that? Ladies and gentlemen, that is an example of how not to present.
Because if I'm in a meeting like this,
oh my God, dude, stop it. So back to what we were talking about.
God, that was so funny.
You have to present yourself in the right light. So let's take a personal trainer, for example. When I was a personal trainer, I needed to always make sure, believe it or not, I had a six-pack. Not anymore. So for the short amount of time, whatever, when I was doing personal training, I really ate so strict because I didn't want to lose my six-pack, because I had clients that would pay me $200-300 a session. One of the dudes was like, all right, I'll hire you. Show me your stomach. And I was like, bam, brrr. Just showed him the rocks.
It shows that you actually know how to work out.
Biscuits. And then I got the business. So I was like, need to maintain biscuit stomach. Multiple biscuits, not one biscuit. Stomach to get those clients. But what I'm trying to get at is perception is reality.
It's how you portray.
So when someone sees that you can achieve, they want to work with you. Perception is case studies. When we're interacting with clients and they're like, well, who have you helped? I'm like, well, I generated $89 million for this guy. He was struggling at about $2 million before he went with me. I generated another $7 million for this guy in 10 months. I generated another $3 million for this guy in 12 months. Like, you give these case studies. Now it's becoming a reality because that's what they're perceiving is those case studies. It's not always about the visual. It's about what you say, backing it up, reassuring, confirming, validating. But without even speaking, I don't care what anybody says. They're going to look at, your haircut. They're going to look at your shoes.
Always.
People eyeball my Nikes all the time, but I like it. I like them. But I'm not going to show up in like little like boots. I'm not gonna wear little leather boots with a buckle on them. That's not me. I'm more of a Nike head. So, but I'll wear nice clean sneakers that match my outfit. So if I'm wearing a navy blue company polo, I'm gonna have navy blue Nikes on.
Long story short, it's all about how you present yourself. Gyms is very important. Your presentation for gyms is so important. I mean, look at all the ones that are really big, right? I mean, there's Planet Fitness, which they're there for a reason. They position themselves to be cheaper. But there's Equinox, places like that are presenting themselves that have the good lighting. That you go in there and you feel motivated to work out because of the way that they present themselves. They look like a very luxurious, clean, good lighting gym. I want to go work out there when it's just it's so important how you present yourself from the start. And then it leads into marketing. It leads into so many different things about your business. But if you just present yourself, it's all about the first impression.
Yeah.
First impression.
The way that I dress, and I'm not walking around with a Gucci jacket. That's not my style.
During work.
That's not my style. I'm not wearing the Gucci puffy coat. No. Like, I'll have like a nice watch on. It'll create conversation. Someone will go, "Oh, nice watch." "Oh, yeah. Hey, thanks." And they'll open up a conversation like, "Hey, what do you do?" And then I open it up, and sometimes I've had people go, "Shit, I own a small business," or, "Hey, my brother runs a small business," and it just opens up doors. Someone likes my car. I drive a BMW M760. That's the V12, the Rolls-Royce BMW collab on the engine. It's a V12, and it's a very special car. And I'll be driving it. I'll be in a parking lot, say whatever, Starbucks or whatever, and then people come up to me. I'm not like, "Hey, guess what? I drive this car. Come talk to me." No, I just kind of live life normally, and it opens up doors where people are like,
100% does.
"Shit, like, what do you do?" Because they know, any car guy knows that's like the higher end BMW.
When I first started working with you, I didn't like, I knew that like presentation was very important, but I didn't think that the car you drove was so important. And he proved it to me. I mean,
I was like, "Dude, we're gonna go out on the road and watch everybody that says something about my car without me saying a word."
It's wild. Like, you'll see people switch like it. Is this where the edit comes in? I have to stop talking.
Hold on. No. Without saying a word. Seriously. No. But people think it's about, you're showing off and your status. Like, there's two sides of the world. There's the world where people are going to judge you up and down regardless of what you think or say. And then there's the industries where it doesn't matter. If you're a computer programmer and you're working out of your basement and you're in your underwear and those people need your skills regardless of what you drive and they don't care, all right, you can get away with it. And like I said earlier, if you own a bunch of apartment buildings, Section 8, and you're getting your $1,000 a unit, yeah, you can dress in rags and drive a Toyota Tercel. It doesn't matter. But when you are in a line of business where you are judged every single day without speaking, I'm sorry, you pull up in a piece of shit car. Is this guy really says what he's all about? I was busy by myself eating Thai food with my son. And the owner of the Thai restaurant looked out the window and said, "Ooh, nice car. What do you do?" And then they became a client. All of their relatives became clients that owned their own restaurants. But what I'm trying to get at, guys, if anybody, any miser, any of these that do real estate.
Oh my God.
No, seriously. No. They think differently. They buy units and they buy buildings and they sell boxes for people to live in. It doesn't matter what they do or what they look like. So if any of them give you advice is, drive the piece of shit, don't get a watch, wear shitty clothes, it doesn't matter, and you're out in the field trying to build relationships and network, and I'm sorry, you're being judged. And if they see you with a Timex on your wrist, don't listen to that. Always step back and look at the industry that you're in. Am I going to be judged by how I look? Am I going to be compartmentalized and sorted? If you don't look the part, you are not the part. Perception is reality. Especially guys in sales, business development, consulting. Consulting's a big one. If you don't look like you have your shit together. Like, there's some consultants out there that rock the 3-piece suits. That's them. That works for them. They look like a rock star. They walk into a room and they're like, everyone's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Yeah.
He's a somebody, right?
That's the shit I like to wear.
That's me on occasion. That's not my jam all the time. I'm a little bit more down to earth. That's me. I want to be genuine. I don't want to be different. I don't want to copy anybody. Copying sucks. So everybody has their personal brand. But make sure if someone says or advises you to drive a piece of shit so you could buy more property, then okay, go invest in real estate and keep that your thing. But at any moment where you could possibly be judged, for example, if you're in a meeting trying to raise capital, or if you're trying to sell your service, if you're claiming that you've achieved a bunch of things, there are times that it does matter what you have on your wrist or your shoes or how you dress or how you portray yourself. If you took the time to actually fix your beard or, brush your hair, look presentable, because it also is a sign of respect. If you come in to a situation where you're being kind of judged, regardless of what anybody thinks, people subconsciously sometimes do it. You got to just prepare for those that are going to be kind of sizing you up, and you gotta be in line with what you're trying to do. And again, for the last time, there are industries where it doesn't matter. You could wear a potato sack and be in the same situation. It doesn't matter. There are industries like that. But if any of these guys advise entrepreneurs like, oh, it doesn't matter, drive the piece of shit. No, not at all.
But there's also another side to this that I kind of want to dig into, because it's something that has been bothering me a lot recently. And it's a lesson that I've kind of had to learn, because when I'm going to work with someone, or when I am going to build a relationship with someone, and they present themselves like they're more than they actually are.
Oh, I know.
Listen.
I know what he's talking about.
I go and I work with people, and they say, I'm well connected. I got this. I got that. I'm owner of this, that. Don't lie about
front.
Who you are.
Don't front.
Don't present yourself as you are more, or as you have more connections than you actually have, because the people who don't present themselves like that are the people you got to be scared of. It's the people who don't act flashy, the people who don't act, that are the people who are really connected. And I've learned a lesson from this, because you go and you try to do business with someone in a similar position as me. This could be in any situation. It could be sales. It could be anything. It could be a partnership with them. You go and you start a relationship with them, a business relation. Okay, I'm not going to get too.
No, but we're trying to be just be genuine. And if you have connections, don't embellish and don't exaggerate. I always try to, with my status in life and my status in my business, I always try to keep it as real as possible. I always say, hey, we're a boutique agency. I'm not a 200-person company. I always try to keep it real. I always let people know, hey, if they're coming to me, I'm not out announcing things, but if people come to me, which happens a lot, hey, what do you do? Oh yeah, hey, oh, you worked with my buddy. And they're trying to assess, they're trying to perceive what the reality is. I try to keep it as real as possible, but I get what you're saying, Jake.
No, it's just
the people who they front.
Yes, and it's not even about fronting. It's they're trying, just for anyone watching this, be real. Don't think that you have to act a certain way to get business with someone or get into a business relationship with someone. No matter what stage in business you are, there's no reason for it. You have a value, and that value could benefit a business or a business you're trying to start. Understand that and present that as best as you can, but never make it seem like you're you got all these connections and you're rich and you're this and you're that. It's not going to help you.
You're kind of more than you are, because what happens is when that perception becomes their reality, and then they find out that reality is false, the backlash is 10 times worse than it would have been originally if you were just honest and just said, hey, this is where I'm at. I can understand, okay, I'm trying to sell myself, but don't sell yourself to the point where it's just a flat out fucking lie.
Don't sell yourself where it can hurt you.
Don't do that.
Don't say things that could hurt you. Sell yourself in the value way. You add a lot of value. This is the value. This is the thing that you provide. Add to that. Don't make yourself seem more than you are, because you could get a lot of backlash for that, and it could work out in the end. It could definitely have a downfall.
Here's an easy cheat sheet for perception is reality. Okay, if you want to convey that you're organized and you have your shit together, we might want to put a definition of what shit together means.
Can we do that?
Urban Dictionary. You either got your shit together or you don't. So cleanliness, okay, making sure that your floors are vacuumed, things are wiped down, that there's not much dust around, your place is somewhat clean and presentable. Second thing is tidiness. Are things scattered everywhere? Is there a lot of clutter? Is it sort of organized? Is it, is it organized in any way? Just when people come in, they're going to judge. Let's say you have a client coming in for a visit. Go through your office and take off the put on the glasses of you just visited your own office for the first time. Like, that's a trick. Pretend you've never seen your office before. You close your eyes and you go, okay, if I walked into this place right now, what would I think? And you go, oh shit, I need to move that. Okay, let me clean this over here. Because you set your brain up to, okay, how would other people perceive this? Because sometimes people get comfortable in their environment and their place looks like shit. Somebody comes in and then they're like, what is going on here? This place is a mess. They must suck. People think weird stuff. And I'm not going to get into one of the worst ones that ever happened with the plant.
Oh, yeah, no.
It was something that happened with a plant.
Well, some people just have these, you have to.
I got judged. I got judged from my plant. So there was a plant on my desk that was in the line of communication, and he talked to me through a plant. My poor little plant on my desk. I was just like,
who got you that plant, Andy?
My dad.
Your dad got you that
My
plant?
parents. It was an office warming gift when we've got our first little 400 square foot office back in 2009.
Why would someone get mad over a plant that was gifted by their father?
I know, they were like, he was talking to me through a plant.
Through his father's plant. That was a gift.
But, they can make you $5 million. What about the $5 million?
No,
but the plant.
You're kind of being contradictory a little bit.
I just can't deal with it.
No, but the point is that some people, listen, people are judgmental, right? I mean, it's just, you gotta, and sometimes, when they judge you too hard and they don't end up working with you, it may be for the better, and that's okay.
So here's an example of perception is reality. I was working a good size account. They invited me out. It was a very cold day, and I forgot my coat at home, so I left my car running. It was like not below zero. It was like 10 degrees out. And I was like, dude, there's no way I'm going to go out into a cold car like that. I left my car warm, left my seat heaters on. I went in for the meeting. Everything went great with the meeting. I left. She sent me an email going, I cannot believe you left your car running during the meeting. Now, the perception, her reality was maybe I'm someone that hurts the environment. That wasn't environment friendly. Okay, I understand, but I apologized to her and said, I left my coat at home, my winter coat, and it's freezing out, and I just wanted to go into a warm car. She didn't give two shits. That was her reality. So, it happens all the time. You can get judged for anything. You got when you're in business, and I want to stay on topic. When you're in business, pay attention to your surroundings. Pay attention to your place of business. Look at your office. Look at your place of business with the new customer eye goggles on. Eye goggles that you're looking at your business, and you're like, okay, wait a minute, this is a new environment around here. Okay, this is good. I'm going to change this. I'm going to change that. You know what I'm saying? So you want to look at your business that way. So when somebody maybe passes judgment subconsciously or in their mind without saying anything, without being rude, they're going to think things. Everything's in line with your personal brand, and you're positioned in the right light that represents you, and it's going to set you up for success in the long run.
Yeah, and I kind of just wanted to touch on my first thing as well, on first impressions. That for me has always been huge, and I've always, it's carried with me through, friendships, through relationships, through business relationships, through everything. First impressions, because I care so much about them, has gotten me to the point where I'm at now. I present myself in the first interaction with the person that I'm trying to build a relationship or whatever in the best way possible, in the best way that'll fit what they want, in a sense, without acting and veering away from who I truly am. And that's very important. Think about that in a business as well. If you want to portray a certain thing, make sure that first impression, that first time they come into your office, the first time that they come into your restaurant, is catered to exactly what you want in the light that they're looking for.
Yeah, and also maintain healthy eye contact. Don't stare.
Yeah.
Please buy. Please buy my stuff.
No, just healthy eye contact.
Eye contact.
You look
so powerful.
Yada yada yada. You know what? You got to know naturally when to break eye contact. You can't just be like. But also, make sure you're listening to what the client is saying. That's another thing, is listen. Take in what they're saying. Try to figure out what's really going on. If you don't listen, that also can impact things. And then that becomes their reality, because they're perceiving you as being someone who doesn't really care about what's really going on in their situation, reason why they're even sitting there talking to you as a business owner. So you got to listen to your customers. Give them healthy eye contact. When you shake hands with them, shake hands with a normal grip, like that, right there. So a normal grip, so little, nugget to nugget. I don't know what you call it, but like, don't squeeze too hard.
Oh my God.
Don't squeeze too hard, because you know what's going to happen.
Funny.
Dude, I've had people come in to interviews and squeeze my hand and squeeze my business partner's hand so hard that it was like, what's going on?
You know what I do sometimes?
Like, what's going on? Like, almost breaking your hand. I'll tell you right now, to all the insecure motherfuckers out there that shake hands like that, you're doing nothing good for yourself, dude. You're asking someone to, first of all, think you're a douche, that you have insecurity problems.
So funny.
Stop shaking hands like the Hulk.
They like squeeze us.
Stop shaking hands like the Hulk. It's not appropriate for business, dude.
I'm not trying to date your daughter.
What are
I'm
you
trying
doing?
to do business with you.
Why are you breaking hands, dude? What are you trying to prove?
Ready? Did you
Stop. I would never disrespect in that way, no matter what. You don't squeeze someone's hand where it's borderline assault. Nice, firm handshake. Like this. Don't turn over. Don't do that bullshit. Do a nice, even, straight, like this.
That's a
right
good
there.
handshake right
a nice handshake, right? A medium squeeze.
And it's usually
a medium squeeze.
Wait, we should
healthy.
make a whole episode about handshakes.
Smile. Always look. When you handshake, you look in the eyes, do a polite nod or a smile. Whatever's appropriate for the moment. Don't be weird.
What about
be
this?
Natural.
What about this?
That's
Hey,
fine.
but like,
Yeah. That's more like, hey, dude, yeah, hell yeah, I'm feeling you. What's going on? You're a good dude. Wouldn't do that. I would take the sweat me up. Sweat me up. I could take it. I'll just do the subtle. I'll do the subtle.
Ready? Let's do a.
I'll wipe my hand.
Yeah,
like,
you turn to the side and just.
Yeah, I'll just be like, okay. No, here's another one that's terrible, and I heard from Jordan Belfort's show, which I'm a fan of. I like Jordan's show. He said that the weak handshake. No, it wasn't on his show. It was on his sales training. He said that the weak handshake was a weird sign of that you're not good enough or some shit like that, of inferiority. That
Well, okay, but if we want to get into
like
the
wet
science behind this
fish,
shit.
the wet fish handshake, like the.
Ew, it fucking makes me uncomfortable.
There's people who shake hands like that, right? They think that's okay, but I guess it's some weird. There's two handshakes that are supposedly a sign of dominance, where it's the one like this, like this, and they turn it.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of big shot executives do that shit. And what you do when someone does this bullshit to you, how are you doing, you small peasant, right? You go like this. You go, I'm doing great. And don't go back over, because now you're being a douche.
No, you just
bring it back to even level, eat medium squeeze, and say, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. That's how you do it. Weak handshakes, overly hard handshakes are relevant in this episode because
It's a first impression.
That's their first impression. That's
get
their
off of
perception. That's their reality that you, I don't know, just don't give a shit about handshakes where it's just like weak, or you're trying to break hands. You're trying to send a message that you're going to like somebody up. Nobody wants that in business. Nobody wants to deal with anybody like that in business. And you're hurting yourself. I interviewed an awesome, talented, he had so much talent, but he borderline broke our hands.
I hate that shit.
He borderline broke our hands, and we were like, do we really want this guy here? Yeah.
Sometimes I actually call him out.
He's good, but he's breaking bones.
Sometimes I call
What is he
people out like
doing?
that.
Stop. You're gaining nothing.
Sometimes I'll call people out. Like if they go in and they give me a hard, like strong, I'm like, hey, like, relax, man. Like you're good. Like I'll be, hey,
and
okay.
You know, always be courteous. Let's touch upon some other things when you want to create a good perception, because that's going to be their reality, is be courteous. I'm not going to have a whole episode about being courteous, but be respectful, be courteous, listen, make eye contact, be considerate of what people are saying, be considerate of their situations, try to help, show that you care, you know, things like that. People can see that kind of stuff. That's going to be their reality, that you give a shit. I'll tell you right now, we have a shitload of projects and clients that know that I care about them and their business.
Thank you so much for joining us today on Real Business Roundtable. We hope you enjoyed this episode and gained some value from it. Please like, subscribe, turn on post notifications so that you get notified every time we post a new video. Also, check us out on Instagram for clips and updates. And
Follow us.
see you on the next.
Follow us on IG.
Peace out.